Alright, it is time for day 2 of the War Machine Axton. Day 1, we got nowhere. So today, we're literally just going to try to finish normal mode, and hopefully not get too sidetracked. But there was just so much stuff to look at. Everything was new and shiny, and there was just a lot. So yeah, today is just going to be forward progress. We're going to try to spec out the character a little more, maybe get down left tree. And hopefully that'll be it. Maybe we'll run into some other items, but this should be it. Oh no, we have class mods. Wow, these are loaded. Projectile speed 1000%. Ooh. Huh. Okay, well hold on, okay. So, this is, like, I mean, obviously these are all pretty unique. But we're gonna start by looking at this, because this is obviously the most insane thing that I'm reading right now. So it increases projectile speed by 1000%, increases accuracy by 91%, and increases mag size by 67%. Turns assault rifles, SMGs, pistols, shotguns, and snipers into laser-like weapons. ARs consume 2 ammo per shot, minus 30% fire rate, up to 145% damage. SMGs get a fire rate and damage buff. Pistols burst in 10 shots with 250% more fire rate and up to 25% damage buff. Shotguns consume 3 ammo per shot, minus 20% fire rate, and up to 180% damage. Snipers consume 2 ammo per shot, 20% fire rate, and 80% damage buff. That is, yeah, that is... Look at how quickly we use up ammo now, though. That is terrifying. Okay, hold on. What about the Kerblaster? That's just like a yeah, it's a laser. It's an instant... Alright, cool. It's scanning BL2. Basically, that is one thing that a lot of FPS players who switch to BL2 have trouble with. And so the fact that this basically makes every gun feel like hit scan might actually help them. This feels strong. This feels very strong. We're just gonna assume that eventually this'll all pan out, and this character will be balanced by endgame. Probably, somehow, maybe. Oh, yeah, the shotgun. Okay, hold on. Actually, let's test this one, because this is like a lobbed projectile. Oh my god. This is a crime. Get out of here. I need to switch to mouse and keyboard. I could just totally hit flick shots now. This is too much. Here, let me put on a Hulk. It fires in a line? That's pretty sick. Okay. Okay, we have some other stuff going on. So this provides 40% melee damage reduction, increases melee damage by 15%, melee attacks deal bonus void damage, enemies within an area of 300 units receive 20% more melee damage, and I can't tell if they've just severely nerfed roid damage or if this is just an exceptionally bad statted shield, but I feel like that's really, really low. Okay, so they changed spike shields to where melee and gun damage both apply damage to enemies. So it's a Thorns effect that still applies to melee, but if you get shot, they get hurt too. Okay, Nova shields. Release a corrosive Nova every time you damage an enemy with your melee attack. High chance to poison enemy upon releasing Nova. Poisoned damage deals 10% of Nova damage. And then is this kind of like consistent? Turns 10% of fire impact damage into healing. Releases a fire nova blast every time you damage an enemy with a bullet or melee. Upon releasing Nova, creates an invisible stationary sphere that heals you and damages enemies every 1 second and lasts for 6.5 seconds. The healing damage and radius of the sphere are based on your shield. Each activation of Nova has a delay of 2 seconds after the prior sphere expires. Huh? Okay, yeah, so that's true. It could also be based on the element of the shield. But, like, what? Right, that probably doesn't count as gun damage. Okay, so that's kind of fun. That's a good way to do this. So it gives you some AoE while you're playing, and you can only do it every 2 seconds. I like that. It's unfortunate that it won't work with like my splashy guns, because they don't really like add any gun damage. But that is pretty cool. I do like that. I did think I probably lucked out by not playing mods until recently, because it gives people time to like polish the mods the longer they exist, you know? That's kind of just how I've always approached it, is like, well, I started late, but that also means everything's more fleshed out by now, probably. Ooh, a turtle shield. Okay, what do you do? High capacity, reduces max health, provides 20% damage reduction against everything, increases ammo carrying capacity and weapon mag size by 15%. Ooh, that's pretty neat. I like that. I'm not going to use it because this Nova shield is goofy, but like, that's pretty neat. I'm starting to realize, I think the major drawback of this class mod is they don't really appear to buff any skills ever. So you do get these instant death beams, and they're probably a little bit weaker later on when you compare it to just not getting plus to skills. But they do make guns feel really absurd. So it's probably worth the trade-off of no plus skills. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Oh my god, my turret, no! Oh. So, weapon shot deal bonus amp damage, that's normal. Firing an amp shot drain shields. Can constantly activate amp shot as long as your shield is not fully drained. Okay, cool. I've seen this effect before. It's a good way to handle amp shields, I think. So, every time I shoot, these are all amplified, and it just eats the shield away, basically, until it's not able to anymore. So that's super cool, I like that. That's a good change. Interesting. So the absorb chance no longer makes you not take damage, but to counter that, they've also added a 30% chance to reflect enemy bullets and take 80% less damage on those. And then those deal extra damage to enemies. And it also increases your bullet damage and speed by 30% and 10% for the damage. That's kind of neat. I like that. Okay, so we're level 16. I'm just curious. So damaging an enemy grants you a stack of power. Each stack of power increases your ally players and all summons damage dealt by 0.13%. Each stack lasts for 15 seconds. Taking damage from any enemy grants you a stack of resilience. Okay, so this is a team utility skill, and this doesn't really benefit me as a player too much as it would affect my teammates if I had teammates. Which is still really, really cool, though. Milk is getting overwhelmed. Well, like, look at... This is... Every item that has been changed has been like this. So every item that I've had to keep track of has been this dense. The entire time. Okay, so we're looking at a booster shield here. It has a chance to repair 2% of itself and overcharge whenever I take or deal damage. And the overcharge increases max shield and weapon damage by 5% for 1.2 seconds. And dealing a crit doubles the chance to overcharge with a cooldown of 0.5 seconds. And overcharge effects can stack. And it also increases grenade capacity by 2. Okay, so what are you about? Incredible. Yeah, this feels pretty dumb. I like that. I get the feeling there are going to be some stupid builds for this character. I'm going to have so much stuff to look at whenever we get to max level that I'm going to have to make multiple videos about the max level play styles. Like, that's just how it's going to have to be. He just despawned. No death animation, he just popped out. Okay. This is dumb. Right. So they replace Slag with a healing effect. So we don't get Slag anymore, and that's probably how UVHM will feel balanced. I think. Probably. Well, because, like, if I don't get a 30... Like, if I don't get a 300% damage buff at all times, maybe it'll feel good. Maybe things will feel reasonable. Ooh, an adaptive shield. Okay. So, grants dynamic switch ability. Hit enemies grant 5% fire rate and 15% elemental weapon damage for 2 seconds. Receiving damage activates a force field, heavily suppressing incoming damage for 3.5 seconds, with a 10-second cooldown. Find Neogenator and Evolution Shields to no other effects. Warning, taking melee damage will turn all effects off. That's kind of interesting. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, have fun. Oh, that doesn't have the right texture. Okay. I believe it fixed itself. That was kind of funny, though. Ooh. Okay, so 14% extra XP. Can I force it to roll higher? Okay, grade 11 is as high as this one goes. So that's 16% more XP. I think that's a UCP change and not an Axton mod change. But that is super nice. That means that with this and our skill over here, we're getting like 50% more XP on a kill. Well, 56. But still, like, a lot of XP. Which is super nice. That'll save us a lot of time. Yeah, that texture is broken. That's okay, though. I've never cared about stuff like that. It could literally just be the number 1 in, like, Times New Roman font, and I'd be down. This is, like, it's almost too much. But that's a good thing. I think it's perfectly fine to have a mod that's just drowning people in new stuff. Because that just means they get to play it longer, and learn it longer. Because I would 100% be down to play this again. The amount of content looks pretty epic. It's nice. So far. Like, it says it's an Axton, like it's an Axton type of thing. But I could play this as any character, and there would be unique stuff still. I mean, like, obviously I wouldn't get the benefits of the custom skill tree and the custom class mods, but I would still have, like, this, whatever this is. I would have that. I would have the extra movement speed from Vladov's. I would have the extra mag size from bandit parts. I would have the lifesteal from Slag. I would, like, the stuff, you know? Okay, so what is this? Is this like a beam now? Yeah? Okay. Cool. That is terrifying. So, pistols fire in burst. Does that apply to Jacobs? Okay. What in the... Yeah. Because, like... Yeah, sure. That's so dumb. Oh, wow. Okay, we got our Slaga, and it looks unique. So the skin is different. Now, let's go ahead and unequip our class mod preemptively. Let's see. So the power of Iridium shall enhance this weapon. Each piece of Iridium you don't spend gives 0.2% instant DOT damage and 0.1% elemental effect chance. So it increases our chance of lifesteal based on the amount of Iridium we have in our reserves. That's pretty good. That's a good way to make it not too strong, but still an interesting concept. And I like the darkness of the skin. That is pretty cool. Now let's shoot it. Okay, so it feels pretty normal, but as soon as we throw this class mod on, yeah, we're gonna need more ammo. That's cool. I like that. Oh, sweet. And we got the Maggie next kill. Cool. So I'm imagining this is probably pretty much a vanilla Maggie. Let's save quit out so that we don't get farmed. Yeah, that's vanilla. Okay, cool. But if I put on the comm... Gross. Cool. Alright. Okay, we're gonna try the Slaga first, and then we'll try the Maggie. And surely this is just gonna be a free pass, right? Like it should be. Yeah, you know, like... Yeah, here, let's try the Maggie out. Yeah, you know... Like, yeah. Okay. I don't know, our damage might be a little good. He's a little far away. But we might be okay on damage. Yeah, we're good. Cool. Hey, cool, level 24. Almost level 25 off of that, actually. Okay, so what is this? So it's Gemini. Hidden stats. Each level increases summon duration by 2 seconds. In addition, improve OLS overheat system, allowing it to shoot longer and faster, dealing more bullet damage. Oh my god. Wow. That feels a little strong. Okay, cool. Okay, we finally got a Bada. It is pretty good. Cool. Yeah, so it's got some damage, it's got some more damage, and it's got fire rate, I believe. So that's pretty neat. That should help.
Just give up. You already killed their boss. Idiots. There should be a ladder on the side of the pipe leading to a maintenance hatch.
Did that count? It did not count. Did that count? Cool. That was 4 rockets. Alright, War Machine, Axton versus normal mode, Jack and Warrior. Turrets, go! Kill him! That's actually more than I thought they would do, to be fair. Also, wow, that's really loud. and this will go ahead and do it for day 2. Sick. So yeah, there is a lot of information that we're getting dumped on us really, really fast. So yeah. Fortunately, I think we've already ran into a lot of the different stuff. And from here, the only real big changes we'll notice is our skill build, and probably just like uniques and legendaries, I would imagine. So yeah, let's go ahead and inspect this point. We need 2 more to get our capstone. So it is still basically like vanilla requirement for capstones. And we might be able to hit it here. Yeah, cool. So we're just perfectly level 31 now. And now we have double up. Cool. Alright, yeah. Day 2 feels good. Hopefully we'll run into less stuff in TVHM, which will let us just clear it really fast. And then we'll probably fan out in UVHM, do all that stuff.